All right, welcome back to the Be Different podcast. Brad Redford here, and the recruits, as always, in downtown Cincinnati. We had Andy Mack here earlier. Later on, we're going to have Leonard Stokes and DeMar Johnson, a couple UC legends, coming in here a little bit later. But we have a special guest on the phone right now. Grew up in Michigan. He's an athlete. He's an intellectual. He's smart. He's gifted. So, of course, he's a friend of mine. And people won't know this, but this is John Horford on the line. John, actually, your claim to fame is that you TP'd a house with me in Frankenmuth, Michigan about 10 years ago. Do you remember that, John?
Yeah, and we bought the toilet paper in Saginaw.
We went all the way to Saginaw, and we had like 200 rolls in my gold Buick Rendezvous, and we rolled back to Frankenmuth. And I'll never forget you sprinting, because you're very tall, John. You're almost 7 feet tall. And a friend of mine, I think he knocked on the door in the window of the house, and me and you we had to sprint very quickly out of there.
Good times.
That was good
Great
times,
memories.
wasn't it? I knew you were excited that I'd bring that up.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did.
Yeah,
I'm glad you did.
You sound very happy that I brought that up.
Yeah, that's just my voice.
All right, well, you're currently right now in Chicago. You're playing with the Grand Rapids Drive. I want to start back for those of you listening and in this area who may not know you as well, but you actually grew up in Michigan. You were born October 26, John, 1991. Do you remember that day well?
Well, no, because it was October 16th, but...
Oh, geez, John. How did I get that wrong?
I don't know.
I had October 26 down.
I don't know. Maybe you're drinking. I don't know.
That's possible. That's the last time I saw you. I think we were drinking, or I was drinking. You were probably driving me.
That was probably the case.
But you had a lot of expectations with your dad playing. He was the first Dominican player in the NBA. Obviously, your brother Al's playing for the Celtics. But I want to talk a little bit about your training process and kind of where you're at now. You played 4 years with Michigan. You played 1 year at Florida. You've been bouncing around the G League with the Canton Charge as well as the Grand Rapids Drive, who you're with now, and you've been overseas. I mean, you've been all over the place. So how do you keep the energy to keep rolling these days?
Dude, I don't even know, man. In all honesty, I'm a competitive guy, and I like playing basketball. I like meeting new people. I like creating new bonds, and it's just, I don't know, man. That's what I live for. I don't know how you do it, man. My energy level was tough. It was tough. I mean, you've been playing out. When did you start playing, like, seriously? I mean, it was 4 or 5 years old, 6 years old? No, seriously, probably 8th grade.
8th grade, and then you started rolling?
Yeah.
And then how often were you working out when you were in junior high school?
Probably at least, I'd say 5 times a week minimum.
And then now you're 26 now?
Yep.
You're getting old, man.
Dude, it's all mentality, man.
It's all mentality?
I'm as young as I imagine I am.
Did you read the TB12 book for motivation?
No.
Have you thought about reading it or not? Not really.
I wanted to read it, but
it just hasn't
happened yet. The fact that he's such a strong Trump supporter just
bothers you.
It made it so I'll never read that book.
Is he a true Trump supporter, or is he just like golfing with him and taking his money on the golf course?
It could be that,
or it could be
he wanted to keep more of his money.
Yeah,
so he's supporting Trump because of that, but he has so much money that he's a douche if he wants that. So either way,
you're not about it. So were you a Tom Brady fan prior to the Donald coming?
No, I still have a lot of respect for Brady. We actually at Michigan we had the same like mentor, Greg Harden. So Greg would talk him up, and I don't know if Greg thinks he's a good guy, then he's probably a good guy because he's one of the most solid people I've ever met. So
a lot like myself. Would you say who's a better mentor, Greg or Brad Redford for you, John?
It's tough.
It's got to be tight. It's got to be really tight.
It's tough, man. You allowed my confidence to soar as a freshman, sophomore in high school when you let me beat you in horse.
John, this
in
is
that
a
church parking lot.
wow. This is a tough one for me to move forward on. Okay, so I have someone challenging me, and we have the recruits here right now, but not challenging me, but basically saying they beat me in a game
Well,
of force. John, is this on video? Is this documented anywhere for that we can actually send this out to anybody? Is this?
Yeah,
did you take a video of it?
It's seared into my mind and
Yeah,
into
John,
yours.
no, John, I don't remember.
You were quite upset.
I don't remember. If I lost, I was either shooting with my left hand or trying to play blindfolded. But yeah, if you don't have it on video, I don't think there's any way that we can possibly. I don't know that we're gonna. We might have to edit this from the actual podcast.
Yeah,
because John, I've never lost in horse in my life. I've never lost
except for that one time where I came and stayed with you for the weekend.
Was that? Do you remember? Do you recall if there was a regulation hoop by any chance?
Oh, it was regulation.
Really? Wow. Okay.
It's regulation.
Were you using a 28.5 women's basketball? Because I don't.
I was not.
Well, it's not on video, so I can't.
You may have been though.
I can't say for certain. So, John, outside of your schedule, which is absolutely ridiculous right now, and we're gonna get to your company later. What do you do for fun these days, John? I know you're a reader. I know you're a writer. Have you read or written anything recently that you really like?
I haven't been writing much, but I've been reading a lot of Alan Watts.
Okay.
And he's super interesting, just like a philosopher type.
Dude, you're a deep guy going Alan Watts. That's deep. I like that.
Yeah, he's man. He breaks everything down so well. He does a good job, man. He has a great voice. If you listen to the audiobooks, like super solid. They're like lectures almost. But yeah, I don't know. And I guess just hang out with my girlfriend and just
Dang, you have a girlfriend?
Man, 5 years.
God, good for you, man. I'm over 2 years in.
You are?
Yeah, John. I'm over 2 years.
I'm shocked.
It's gone really fast, John. It's gone really fast, and it's just kind of what you talked about. Playing in the G League. It's day by day. It's day by day. I keep myself fresh. I was telling Andy Mack, who was here earlier, that I have ramen 5 times a week right now to keep the body fresh, keep it pumping. I treat my body kind of like a BMW, and I was talking with my friend about this recently. It's like a BMW only takes premium gas. So if you're a premium machine like I am, like you are, like the recruits are that are with me today, then I mean you gotta put premium fuel in your body day by day.
Which is ramen.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to get low sodium, but yeah, there's a lot of.
Which type of ramen are we talking about? Are we talking like
Japanese?
You go to Meyer and grab ramen?
No.
We're talking about traditional.
Traditional Japanese ramen.
Oh, that's super solid.
Absolutely,
super solid. Yeah, great choice.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Great choice.
I appreciate that. John, I also do want to talk about your company. You're an entrepreneur as well. So you're an athlete, you're a friend, you're a family man, you have a girlfriend of over 5 years, and you're also an entrepreneur, which I follow regularly through Facebook. But BlueprintAthletes.com, that's a website that everybody can go to. It's a smart training app for students of all ages, used to improve their game on the court as well as to improve all aspects of their life. And you can tell in talking with you that obviously you're a philosopher, you're a thinker, and I think you're a perfect guy and a mentor for anybody else in the game, younger people that are interested not just on the court but outside as well. So I really like this for you. Can you just talk about how that came about and the future of where you're going with this?
It just came about from training, working with kids, and I know you've done it. And you just see so many kids, like when they're on their own or they have gym access, they get in and they're just kind of like mindlessly, working out, doing the things that they think, I don't know, or the things that they enjoy, not necessarily things that they think will get them better, but the things that they enjoy. And they assume that they'll get better by doing it. Like they go in and shoot like 30 half-court shots and work on their like Euro floaters and they're like one leg fadeaways, which is fine. There's a time for that, but it's a process and you build up to those things. And so our app just provides structured workouts, day by day, week by week, month by month. And it just tells you, like, if you're a beginner, you're going to work out 3 days a week, and this is exactly what you're going to do. And it's the exact workout. So just pick 3 days out of 7 days in a week. And, just get this work done. You track your workouts. You can log everything. You can track your stats. So, like your shooting percentages and everything. And, there's a bunch of cool stuff going on with it. And then there's, a habit development side to it that we're trying to develop through, Facebook groups and YouTube videos, where we just get kids in the right mentality for, how to be the best player possible, how to be the best teammate possible, what that looks like, how do the best think, like, how does this translate to life after basketball and things of that nature. And then we also break down like the college recruiting process, just so kids know what they're getting into, because most kids I ask questions about the college recruiting process have no idea, entirely what it takes. And a lot of kids assume that, oh yeah, I definitely want to, be a D1 basketball player. But as you know, it's not what you think it is. It's stressful, and there's a lot that goes into it. So just making sure that it really is what people want to do. And
well, John, in your head, I mean, you talked a little about being a good teammate. So in your mind, when you're talking to students and players that look up to you, what makes a good teammate? What makes someone that you want to be around? And is it something that you still think about every day, even playing professional basketball?
Yeah, it's definitely something I still think about every day. And I mean, a good teammate is just somebody who tries to help everybody around them, become a better player, who, despite, your family and agents and everyone around you saying, you got to get yours, fuck the team, all that, like, what can I do personally to help our team, succeed? And then from there, there's a multitude of answers. But if you can embody that mentality, that translates to everything. What can I do to help my family succeed? And and you've gone about it already. What can I do to help this business succeed? And you've already you've done it. You've lived it. And I don't know if it's easier or harder, with family or with businesses, but I think it's worthwhile. And I think because, in life, the most important things are the bonds that you create with people, even the bond that we have, just from, fucking around in high school. It means a lot, and it goes a long way. And it's literally, in my mind, what life's about. So just to help kids to adopt a mentality that supports that.
Well, I think what's challenging with at least a lot of the kids that I trained and still train from when I get an opportunity is helping players understand they get so consumed in their own like individual effort, and it's easy to get wrapped up into that. I mean, it's tough. I mean, like I think about me, like when I played, I'd get so frustrated like when I'd miss shots, and it really isn't what it was about. And it's trying to get guys out of that realm of always thinking about, okay, I went 0 for 4, 1 for 5, or 5 for 6. You have to figure out how to be selfless within a team. And basketball is challenging because guys have so many roles, and you have coaches that see the game a different way. I mean, so there's a million different things that you can talk to players about and help them work through their issues, and that helps to create ultimately what the big part of being a part of a company or a team or a family is. You embrace everybody and you do your part, and sometimes that's different based on the game and based on the structure of the team. So that was always an important talking point for me with other players. It's something that you develop over time, but it's a great teaching ground, for young men. And I don't know if you do just guys, or is it guys and girls?
Oh, it's guys and girls. And here's the thing with the app, like it's something it's something they can download on their own. It's going to be we're releasing in the next month. It's going to be in the App Store. It's going to be in the Google Play Store.
Okay.
And you literally have, so with I guess I didn't explain it that well. It's early.
John, it's okay. Have you eaten yet? Have you had your coffee?
I have eaten nothing, and I've had
So, I mean,
water.
That's the issue. I'm drinking a seltzer water, a Kroger seltzer water right now.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Of course you are. Animal. There are like videos, so you can watch the clips of what you're supposed to do, and then there are descriptions that break down what you're supposed to do, like where you're supposed to start, the proper footwork on it. Like, so it's like, it's coaching you, or your coach could use it, or a trainer could even use it. Or if you're like a parent who wants to work with your kids, you can be a coach and actually know what you're talking about and how to help this kid, do the proper footwork and do things the right way. So it just makes the whole process easier.
So it'll end up being an app that can be utilized by coaches, trainers, and then obviously players who we've gone over. So say I go on the app, I go on as a coach. So then I'll be able to take a look at different workouts. Will you have individual and team like drills, or will it be primarily focused on individual development?
Right now it's primarily focused on individual development, but we have team drills written up. And I'm working with some coaches to come up with some good content. It's nice. And but I mean, the individual stuff, I mean, it's recommended that you work with, a teammate or two, and then, I mean, when you think about it, like the hours that you spend, developing your game, like the kids I worked with this summer, I worked with a couple of like small groups of kids, and like they weren't even friends, and now they're like, best friends. Like, when you put time into something, and you go through adversity and, growth with other people, you really create those bonds that like they'll probably be friends for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So it's deeper than basketball, but it's definitely recommended that people work out together, with their teammates or their friends, and eventually we'll definitely have team drills, probably by this summer.
Okay, awesome. Well, you'll have to keep me updated on that stuff too. I know I follow you guys on Facebook, so I keep track and I watch your videos, and it's great seeing you on those videos, John. I have to tell you that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, but please keep us in the loop, and I definitely appreciate you coming on the show. Keep up the good work. We'll stay tuned, and we'd love to get you back on too when you launch the app. So anything that ever comes out, feel free to call in, and we'd love to get you on as much as we possibly can. And we appreciate you getting up early this morning. And I know you got a game tonight, Grand Rapids Driver playing in Chicago, so you got a long day ahead of you. So me and the recruits, we wish you the best of luck, John. You're a great man. You're a great human being.
No, I really appreciate you having me on, Brad. It's been a pleasure as always. And hey, tell Jamar Johnson I said what's up. Me and him actually played together.
Oh, did you guys really? When did you guys play together?
Dude, in this shithole in Dominican Republic, and we both left after like a couple weeks. Dude, but
so you guys were playing.
He was such a pro, man. Like in a summer league, like it was like a month and a half, 2 month summer league in the Dominican.
Oh wow.
And dude, yeah, bring it up to him, dude. But he was awesome, man. He was such a pro. Like being a former like NBA guy, he was so humble and.
Oh yeah, he's a heck of a ball player, man.
Yeah, no, he's great.
Dude,
I think
he can fill it up too.
The game before he left, he dropped like 40 something. Like.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, no, he's solid, man. He's a great guy.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely bring that up with him. He's going to be here in about 5 minutes. So, John, you're the man, dude. I appreciate it.
Anytime, Brad. Take it easy, bro.
Yeah, see you, man.